What's going on today, birthday boys? I am your host, as always, Eric Biggs. We have the wonderful JP over there. He decided to wear pants today. It's super cool. We're very proud of him for that. But joining us today is the one, the only, the very funny Trish Smart. Thank you
Glad you guys aren't on your birthday suits.
Yeah, well, you know, it would be very sad. You can't be this fat and then sit down with a shirt off. It's not.
You should have came to yoga with me today.
Dude.
Lost your will to live.
Yeah. Dude, the second I try to go in any position other than just laying down, it would be a sad day. Like,
do a killer savasana, dude.
I don't even know what that means.
It's like it means corpse pose.
Oh, just
Yeah.
that guy gave up. Yeah, that would be.
That's okay.
That'd be my move. Also, I feel like if I walked into a yoga class,
you just gotta mindfully give up. You know.
Just embrace it.
This is my intention.
Yeah. I'm experiencing God right now. He told me to nap. Yeah. Do you do hot yoga or just like the regular yoga?
I tried to do hot yoga just because I feel like it's not worth the money unless
you're fully miserable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I could do it myself.
Well,
I don't need you, but I do need you if it's like I've lost my will to live.
Yeah,
like,
if it's like 110 degrees.
I need someone who's like, all right.
Yeah.
Get up.
We have another hour and a half of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
yeah. I don't do like Bikram. So Bikram's the 90-minute hot one.
Okay.
I don't do that, but I go to like the flow class. You still want to die. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Yoga is one of those things that I'm like, I probably should. It'd be great to touch my toes. However, like,
I started training my brother. It took him 45 days to touch his toes.
Jesus. That seems a lot faster than I would expect, though.
Yeah. No, he couldn't get past his knees.
I think you should try, bro.
To touch my toes or to do hot yoga?
No, to touch your toes.
He's like, oh, I'm going to record this.
You can do it sitting down.
Oh, yeah, fucking got it.
Do you think you can touch your toes? Just
probably not, no.
I don't think I can either, though.
Yes, I don't think so.
Can you?
Well,
Yoga master over here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss
I was
Bikram
thinking,
over here.
My face was like, did you just ask me?
Yeah, so that's... I feel like most chicks can. Like, even if they aren't in crazy good shape for
somebody
the most...
made them do it. You know?
Yeah. At some point, they've been folded in half by somebody. Come on. My girl doesn't do hot yoga, but she has to deal with me. So, does yoga every once in a while.
She's going to want to do yoga after this.
She's going to be like, well, that was miserable. I guess I need to stretch next time.
I get like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's... I don't know. The hot yoga thing, I just could never... I don't know. Just like paying somebody to be extremely uncomfortable sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Sounds like the worst
It's really
option.
like that. They're such like chipper dominatrixes. You know?
Just a guy with a
like,
man
you
bun.
got this. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My favorite is like halfway through this guy that they're always like, you are the warrior, you know, like you gotta find it within yourself. And I'm like crying, but you can't see it because you're like sweating so much.
Yeah.
I'm a warrior. I love that shit. I make fun of like hippie culture and stand up a lot, but I drink the Kool-Aid like real hard.
See, I feel like it's hard not to shit on everything being a comedian.
Yeah.
Because that's where I
shit
like
on that a lot.
Dude, literally anything that's like going on in my life, I have to just like poke holes in it and like be like, "Oh, this is stupid."
Yeah.
And then I'm getting married in like 2 weeks. Like even that, I'm just like,
congrats.
fucking, I'm just giving away all my stuff. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Why would I do that? And that's like, oh no, I love this person. What the fuck's my problem?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like
somebody agreed to that.
Yeah, dude.
You should give her everything.
I tricked her ass so hard, dude. She was I got her.
Yeah.
Again, I was like, gotcha.
Man, that's really giving hope to everybody.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. If I can do it in this town, in this city,
dating's going so bad for me that I started talking to someone that's been hitting me up online for like years.
Jesus
and I was
Christ.
like, he stalked me online, so he's committed. So you know, never give up, boys. Keep sending that fucking hey.
God.
It's like he was more clever than hey, but it's still pretty funny.
I was gonna say, I was like, because if he was just doing the hey, like once every 3 months. I get
a lot of those. Yeah.
That's so creepy.
Nah, he was way funnier than that.
Yeah.
It's still funny that I'm like agreeing to do that.
It is a little
And like
terrifying.
if it worked out, like I cannot wait to start talking about that on stand up. And I'm like, you too can stalk someone into marriage.
Yeah, we get married. However, also if you look at all of like our grandparents' stories, it's always just like, oh yeah, grandma kept saying no, and he just kept on showing up at her house.
It is a little saccharine, yeah. But when you're only gonna see people that are within a 3-mile radius,
Well, yeah, no one.
you might as well go with the stalker at that point.
Yeah, it's like you have to marry somebody in this town because you might not survive to make it to the next.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I kind of envy that a little bit, I think. But I think maybe that's just because I've been traveling for so long that, I don't know, like, see, I met this girl in Oklahoma once that was like, you travel so much, you get to see everything. I'm so jealous. And I'm like, you brought me to this bar where everyone you love is here. Like, I can't do that. I can't just walk down the street and see everyone I love. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's greener. Yeah, I think it's the thing where it's super nice to be able to go out and travel and do whatever you want. Yeah. But I think it's the flip side of it where you're like, oh yeah, all of my friends don't live anywhere close to me.
Yeah.
We aren't like getting together on Saturday to watch the game together. Like it's a different
It's
life.
like that. Yeah, my closest relationships are over the phone.
Yeah. But so how long did you live in Thailand for?
Collectively, 2 years.
Okay.
But the first time it was 10 months. The second one was 1.5 years.
Okay.
So the first time I went there, I was trying to live in Tokyo, and I left to go get a job in Australia. But I stopped in Thailand for a month, and then I stayed for 10 months because it was so awesome, and I never made it to Australia. I still haven't been.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what took you over? Because you were born in the U.S., right?
No, I do a bunch of jokes about killing myself in Tokyo, like if shit doesn't work out. I did it during my Kill Tony interview. I did one of them. But yeah, I was just like, fuck life. I want to go see the world and see what happens. And I was like, I'm going to start if it doesn't work out here, like, whatever. Fucking nothing to lose, And and I started comedy like right before that. So I did do comedy in Tokyo. And I didn't really believe in myself because I did open mics in Vegas. And it was like, not great. Like, even if you were good, like, you're not good.
Yeah.
And so then I went to Thailand and I got like, I don't know, I got a bunch of just like acting background gigs. Like, everyone came to your shows. Like, I felt like pseudo famous, you know? Like, and I was like, oh my God, this might work out. Okay. And then it hasn't, but it's like starting to, like, whatever. But I realized, like, it doesn't really matter if it works out or not. Like, as long as you're happy with doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, I do think that, like, I always say my biggest goal in comedy is just to make the same amount of a living as I make now.
Like money-wise? Or
like money-wise. Like, I don't have to be rich and famous. If I can just get by, that's cool.
What's your threshold right now?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty good. Like,
I think, like, if you really tried, you probably could do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, you just have to be like, okay, I need this much, so I need to buy this much amount of merch.
Yeah.
I need to do this many amount of gigs. Also, if you can work clean, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because you can do corporate gigs.
Yeah.
I can work clean, but I'm like, I was like, I've given up jobs that make money that I just don't want. Like, I don't want this job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
working clean is terrible, though. Like, it's
not bad. It's just not, it's nothing I'm really excited to say.
Yeah.
Like, they're funny, but it's like, most of my clean sets are just me being like, I haven't said the F word in 5 minutes, and I feel I deserve a standing ovation.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It usually gets them, too.
Yeah. Well, also, I just think I've only done one, like, corporate show, and it was just everyone was, like, just kind of confused what was going on the whole time. It's like, are you just, like, announcing when food is ready, and I was like, I don't know. They're just cutting me a check after
I've been in those situations. I'm like, listen, everybody, I'm going to talk louder than everybody else for the next 5 minutes, and if you like it, could be 10.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's figure it out together. That's so funny. I did a clean gig once, and a bunch of people drove really far to see if I could do it. I was like,
drove really far?
Yeah. Well, it was in North Carolina and like in a small town, and then all the other small town people that usually book me came to be like, "Can you really do this?" I was like, "Yeah, I just don't."
It's funny that they're like, "We're gonna travel because we don't believe it."
Yeah,
like that's insane.
Whatever.
Do you have a favorite spot that you've lived so far? I know you said you love Austin.
I do love Austin. Oh my God.
Like, this is a great city.
Wow. I just didn't know,
Yeah.
like I didn't know. I was like, fuck Texas, like
Yeah.
I didn't know. Place is amazing. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I'm like raving under a bridge till 8 a.m. Like I fucking, you been to Sea Boys?
I have not.
Wow, love that place. It's like a music industry hangout where everyone on stage is like over 50 and has a Grammy. And I was explaining that to some lady last night. She was like, how old do you think I am? I was like, I wasn't saying that because of anybody's age. I'm just saying what it is. She fucking lost her shit, dude. I was like, whatever. Thanks for coming into my show. Yeah, I love my friends here. I love where I live. I live in like this like trailer park oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a hot tub and a pool with like a bunch of other chicks.
Dude,
yeah.
that's like
My rent's like cheap as shit. Like I love it here. That can't be good.
Yeah. It's just somebody getting thrown into a dumpster. This is discarding of a body, that's all.
Whatever, it'd be worse if it was a dog.
Yeah.
I would like be upset.
Don't worry, all of Austin would be too.
Yeah.
Like in all of Texas.
Yeah, I love Austin. Wow. I've just had such a good time here. Like, I've met the reason why I have the place that I live is because I work for this clown casino sometimes.
Okay.
And it's called Frick Frack Blackjack. And they do casino games, but with stuff instead of money.
Okay.
So you have to, like, match bets. It's very fun. And the chick that I live with also works for a clown company that knows some of the clowns that I work with. And then that's how we found each other. So, like, I live with a bunch of weirdos, and I'm, like, I'm loving it.
Your life is the weirdest sitcom I've ever heard of. Like, if you put all this together, like, well, yeah, I did clown stuff. I lived in Thailand.
I'm working on a book. Yeah.
Yeah, like
the book's called "Laughing in Bars and Crying on Trains."
That might be the best comedy book of all time. I think.
We'll see. I hate
That's fantastic.
I try to write it, and it's very time consuming, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I'm writing the book, I'm in like such a mode that I'm not really writing jokes anymore. Not really like doing the whole like trying to write a book and then go back to writing comedy is like kind of weird. Yeah. Like I didn't know that it would be that strange, but yeah, it's been tough. I've completed like 2 chapters. There's going to be 12 chapters because the book takes place in 2020. Okay. But it has like flashbacks, maybe flash forwards, but I think I might just write another one after that. Okay. Of what happened after 2020.
Have you ever? How long have you wanted to do the book for? Is this like
I've been working on it for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I have like a really detailed outline of everything that's coming. So the book's like it's written in a sense that like all of the events are there, but like so like technically it's done in that way, but going back and actually writing it to like be a good book.
Yeah. So it's something that's coherent, makes sense.
Yeah. Like it's coherent and it makes sense, but it's not like it needs more
entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 9, Raving Under the Bridge. Right?
Yeah. In Chapter 9, Why I Never Left Austin. Yeah. But even when I've loved places, I also I just get excited about planning to leave.
Yeah.
Like it's just, yeah. I've been nomadic for 7 years now.
Wow.
So.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That sounds hard to me.
Yeah. The first time I was in Thailand was in 2017.
Is that hard for you, or you're just used to it?
I don't know. Like, I think as humans, like, we love problem solving, right? Yeah, and you're always going to have, like, problems, right? And, like, most people's problems are, like, how am I going to pay rent? Like, what's with the mortgage? You know, like, those kind of things. And, like, my problems are, like, I ran out of money. How are we going to get gas to get to the next town? You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm just used to having these problems now.
Yeah.
I also live a lot differently than I did when I first started. Like, when I first started, I would, like, live in a backpack and just fuck off and do anything I wanted. And I loved that.
Yeah. Wow.
I love that so much. But after the pandemic, I got really serious about comedy these last, 4 years. And that's all I've done. That's, my whole, that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Before that, I was, taking jobs and doing random shit to survive. And, I was doing comedy, but I wasn't, let's make money off this so we don't have to do anything else. I was like, okay, let's do all the other things so I can make it to this show and see what happens. But
okay.
I'm too neurotic for that lifestyle, I think. I'd be like, where am I going to wash my hands? You know, just worried constantly about
I think I love that puzzle, right? I love being in a foreign country. You can't find your bus. Can't speak the fucking language. Can't read the signs. You're freaking out. I don't know. Something about that.
That would stress me out.
That makes me want to keep living.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that did happen to me. I ended up buying a motorcycle off this dude because I freaked out and all the buses left. And I was like, I want to stay here.
What country were you
I
in?
was in Thailand that time, yeah.
Well, see, at least I'm sure the motorcycle wasn't expensive.
No, it's very cheap. Very cheap.
Like-
It's probably like the same amount as the bus ticket.
Yeah, you're like, it was $3.
I mean, it was
Like,
really shitty. It would break down a lot.
Well,
I learned
yeah.
a lot about it.
Yeah, it is Thailand.
I had the trashiest bikes over there. They have nice bikes. I rented a really nice one time, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is what people are doing."
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know. So I was like, "How do you like drive in Bangkok?" I'm like, once you understand that you're probably gonna die, and you get over that, then you start to understand the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I heard somebody say that I don't know if it's China or Japan, but one of those two, like, if you hit somebody, you're not supposed to stop, because if you stop, then you're like admitting it was your fault. Is that way in a lot
Oh,
of
I
like
don't know.
Asian countries?
No.
Or
they do have like.
That's
I don't think
Well, I
that's.
mean, that's
fake.
I
dude.
wouldn't.
No,
look that,
dude,
I don't think
I
that's a
remember
thing
who the fuck it
anywhere.
was.
To be honest,
I don't know
But-
who was telling me about that. They're like, yeah, because like if you just keep, that's why they all have dash cams.
yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, you just never stop, and I'm like, I don't know if you're just a bad person.
Well,
whoever's
that's
telling
not
you
good.
this.
That can't be good. That's a bad person that's telling
Yeah.
you that
Yeah.
for sure.
That's probably.
They have like different.
It's a
It's
bad
different
driver.
culturally, right? So like,
Yeah.
when you're driving in India, you use your horn a lot because you're signaling to people where you are. If you're in Thailand, you use your horn. Someone horns back because they're like, "Why the fuck are you using your horn?" You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
those countries are not that far apart. And in Vietnam, you don't ever look left or right. You always look straight. And you don't ever stop. Even if you're making like a right, so they drive on the opposite side of the road, right?
Yeah.
So that making a right hand turn is like making a left hand turn here. You don't stop and you don't look because everyone else will go around you and you'll go around everybody else. And they actually have less accidents per capita than other countries that drive like
Jesus
motorbikes like that
Christ.
because they've all agreed on that system.
Yeah.
You know?
See, one of my buddies just got back from Thailand, and was over there for the military. And he sent us a Snapchat video like 4 a.m. of them wrecking a rickshaw. Because there was like 9 of them in there, and they're all these like big dudes. They're fitting just like this little.
You mean like a tuk-tuk?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like there's some
Rickshaw's a
shit
great
like
word
that.
for it.
Yeah, fucking just whatever the little shit box they were in, and he's just like taking videos, and they just smash into another thing. He's like, yeah, we just left.
Yeah, during the pandemic, we were thinking about doing like spoof movies for the apocalypse because it was so apocalyptic, and I was like,
Yeah.
we need a banjo and put it on the front of a tuk-tuk like it's the fucking war machine. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Jesus. So were you already in Thailand whenever all the pandemic stuff happened?
No, I was in India, and
Jesus. Was that like very? What was it like there?
I was
during
scared
all
as
of that?
fuck.
Yeah.
I was terrified. I thought we were all gonna die, dude.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's crazy because, like, okay, so when I left the U.S. in February 2020, I was like, oh no, I'm going to go through China. I don't want to get quarantined there.
Yeah.
So maybe I should find a different route, not to go through China. But I was like, nah, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna pay for a different ticket. Like, let's just go. And so I didn't get quarantined in there, but it was like it was really. I did go through China during that time, and it was horrific. Like,
yeah.
you had to get your temperature checked. Like, they took stuff out of under your fingernails, like they were gonna test it, but I don't know if they did. Like,
That's strange.
It was wild. It was a wild experience. And I'm just
Yeah.
on a layover there. Like, I can't even imagine what it would be like to try to enter China,
Jesus.
right?
Yeah.
So then I got to India, and Holi happened. You know what Holi is? So it's this festival in India where you get all these colors and you like rub it on people's faces as they walk by, and you throw the colors and you're rubbing the colors, and it's like one giant party. So my friends are calling me at this time. I had a plan to work with someone who had a good deal of money at the time that wanted me to set up tours the way that I had been for comedy for other people and myself. And I was going to have a salary, and that was going to be my life. And I was supposed to meet them in Miami. And I was going to go to Thailand for a week, see my old friends, do some comedy, and then meet them in Miami. And they were calling me like, hey, the world's shutting down. I think you should just come back and get this opportunity. And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, you're an idiot, you know? They're like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then, so Holi happened, and that was wild because everyone's shutting down. I'm in this place, everyone's touching each other.
Partying.
So I'm like, having the best of ever. I'm like, whatever. And then I'm studying at an ashram in India. it's kind of a long story, but something really bad happened in the beginning of 2020, and I needed to get sober because I took it very harshly.
Okay.
I like watched my best friend pass away.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was a lot. And so I was at an ashram in India. Like Holi happened one weekend while I was there, and then at the ashram, they're like, "Hey, the world's starting to shut down. Like, do you guys want to just live here?" And we're all like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, we all like graduated, so I couldn't get out of India. It was really tough. All these things happened, and then I finally made it to Bangkok, like right before they shut the borders.
Jesus.
It was wild, yeah. And then in India, the people that were still at the ashram called me, and they were like, they closed the ashram. They kicked us all out. They canceled all visas in India. It's illegal to be foreign here, like.
Holy
and you can get a
shit.
10-year visa to India, so like somebody got fucked.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that would suck because you're like, oh, well, yeah, I'll just live at this place. And then they're like, never mind. You cannot be here.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. My buddy was like, you'd be like Anne Frank right now, dude. You'd be hiding in my attic and shit.
Jesus.
I was like, that would have sucked.
Yeah.
I'm like so glad I didn't stay there.
Yeah, and I don't feel like India is a place you'd want to get arrested. Like,
No.
That doesn't seem like a good
It's kind of funny though, because they make people do like push-ups and shit.
In prison?
No,
Or in
like
in
on the
ashram?
street.
Oh,
Like you're a cop, you got a baton.
Yeah.
Someone does something wrong, you're like, drop and give me 50, and they do. You know, isn't that wild? Or they'll beat the shit out of you with a baton. Like,
that's
so crazy.
I mean, that's better than getting arrested, I guess. If you're just like,
yeah,
oh
totally.
yeah, just doing push-ups.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's cool.
yeah, that's.
It was wild, you know.
They were all ex-high school coaches. Sounds
Yeah,
like.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just a bunch of football players from the Midwest that moved to India. They're like, I'm gonna yell at kids. Watch this.
I think if you're foreign or white, they just want your money. They probably won't ask you to do any push-ups.
That's fair. They'd be like, this fat guy, he'll have a heart attack and die in our streets.
Can't do that.
Then we gotta haul
him
him away.
Ain't got no time for that paperwork. They just put you in a ditch and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, let the termites take you over.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow.
But yeah, I've been all over, man.
It's
been a good time.
Is there a place that you're like, I wouldn't want to go there again? Was there anywhere you're traveling?
Maybe
you're like,
Morocco. I mean,
Okay.
I would go back actually, but like, I don't know. Someone else would have to pay for it. I wouldn't pay money to go back there.
okay.
Yeah.
If somebody else was funding the trip.
Yeah, I'd probably do it. I probably wouldn't say no to like anything if someone else was funding it.
Well, yeah.
Probably not. No, I haven't really been anywhere I hated. I like doing comedy in Asia a lot. Eastern Europe was amazing.
Yeah.
I was treated like royalty out there. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I did a Seagate festival in Hungary. I got to do it in front of like 1,000 people. That was rad. I did a bunch of little villages around there. People would bring like their kids and shit. Like they had no idea what the fuck I was saying.
Yeah.
Bringing me lasagna and shit. It was like, I did Slovakia. That was cool. The UK is probably the best place in the world for comedy.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't be telling people that, but
Yeah.
it's fucking rad. They
Really?
respect it. They have like a huge theater culture. If the place is empty, the guy goes out and bark. The whole place is packed. You get
Huh.
like a good amount of money to do shorter sets. Like
That's
it's
very
very easy
interesting.
to sustain life out there on comedy.
Huh. Yeah, see, I've heard that they have just like a very different style of comedy, though. That's much more like, it's all like storytelling.
I think it's
It's kind of the
because
more
you have
prominent,
room to storytell when people are really paying attention.
That's good.
Like it's
That's
like
nice.
such a theater culture that people come down, they sit. People will stand for an entire hour and a half show and not
Jesus
say one
Christ.
fucking word, because that's their culture. Their culture is theater.
Yeah. That's
We don't
insane.
have that.
No, no. If you don't have
We don't have
somebody
that at all.
sitting down.
You need a gimmick.
Yeah.
You need a fucking good host that keeps everybody in. You better not tell a story that has a lull for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You crazy,
Yeah. That's. So in Thailand, was it like a bunch of expats?
Yeah. But it's like any time you do comedy in a place that's like English isn't everyone's first language, like no matter how slow you think you're talking, you just have to talk slower
Yeah.
because they probably need that second.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who my set is purposely very like,
Yeah.
and like, so I just have to like really chill.
Yeah. Is it hard to figure out the timing differences of like whenever you're
Maybe
trying?
at first, but when you do
Okay.
it all the time, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like anything, you just get used to it.
I mean, if you're talking really fast and no one's laughing, you're like, oh, I'm not doing very well. And then you get off stage and someone's like, can you explain this to me? What was that word? Like, what does this mean? And then you're like, ew.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's, I don't know. I've been interested ever since I don't even remember his name anymore, but the first guy that we were talking about who was over here from Thailand.
Chris Rothhausen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Had talked to him a couple times and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, Thailand's super cool.
Yeah.
And
I met him in
blah, blah.
2017 doing comedy in Thailand.
That's wild.
Yeah, I didn't meet Rick till 2020.
Yeah, see, it's funny that you met Rick. I didn't realize that Rick spent any time over in Thailand. But I guess also in that area of the world, stuff's a lot closer than we think of it in relation to the United States.
Well, it's also like if you see someone who's not Asian, you kind of just walk up and talk to them. You're like, what are you doing here? Like,
yeah.
What's up? You want to get lunch? Like, okay, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, when you see other comics, you get really close to them in foreign countries because it's like, you're all we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, saying Rick definitely would stand out like a sore thumb, being ginormously tall. And...
Yeah. I forgot how tall he was. Till, like,
yeah, it was shocking.
When I came to Austin to see him, I haven't seen him in... I left in May 21, and I didn't see him till Jan 24. Yeah, it'd been a long time.
Yeah, see, I didn't realize how tall, because I had, like, seen him out, but,
Yeah.
like, whenever you see people kind of in crowds or whatever, and then he came here, and he walked in, me and JP are just like, fuck, you're a lot taller than we expected, and he's like, I don't know why you're so short. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun. Like, this is...
Yeah, Rick's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, see, and then he's having his rematch showdown in L.A.
Yeah, he's stoked.
I'm very excited. I'm sad he hasn't been putting as much wild promos out. Or maybe my algorithm has just been missing them.
Oh, I don't know. I need to do more online, dude. I'm the worst.
He did so much like fun shit talking for that like first comeback.
Yeah.
That it was so entertaining. He was literally acting like a supervillain from a wrestling show or something. It was so great.
Tony loves wrestling.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he played right into Tony's autism. Just fucking like...
That's funny.
He's just like, I know what you like. So...
Yeah. I don't know. It's not like, I'm not like, oh, I don't cater to other people. It's just like, I don't think about it that much. Like, I'm just like, let's make shit.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Well, what was your experience with Kill Tony? I mean, obviously you got on... Was it... How fast from you being here? Because you say you've only been here 2 weeks.
Oh, so, okay, when I came and I was visiting Rick, I signed up 3 times and didn't get it.
Okay.
And then my bus broke down that I was touring in. I started taking standby flights to all my gigs. And then I had some days off, and I was just exhausted from the road, like living out of a bag. Like I'm 25 again, fucking just what you don't realize is like when you don't have your own space, like when you're not living in a car or you just like don't have your own space, you don't get any like alone time. Yeah. Because you're always entertaining somebody that you're staying with, or like you're always like out to lunch or just like in public, and I just needed it. So I was like, okay, where can I go for alone time? So I'm like calling hotels in different cities. Yeah. Thinking about it, and they're like, oh, can we sell you a timeshare? And then that's how I got to Austin because they had one here. Oh, okay. If you get sold a timeshare, you get this swanky, beautiful spot. You pay like $250 for 3 nights, and then they give you a $200 Visa card. But I played that game before. She was like, it's a $100 Visa card. I was like, the last lady said $250. She was like, best we can do is $225. I was like, I'll take it. And I lie about how much I make. And yeah, I got this like swanky place in Austin. So the reason why I couldn't get a flight here, and I got a rental car to come here. It's like 13 hours from Tucson, Arizona. And then, yeah, I put my stuff away. I did more weed than I'm comfortable with being on that show. Because you've been there. Like, everyone's just getting high as shit. Yeah. And I just drove for 13 hours. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting on this show. You know, like, and then they're like, Trish Smart, you're on Kill Tony. I was like, here we go, y'all. Oops. I was scared shitless. Like, I don't really get nervous going on stage anymore. I was fucking shitting my pants, dude. Yeah. It was crazy.
Well, who was the guest whenever you were?
Tom Green and Adam Ray.
Okay, yeah. Was that like an extra added thing?
I mean, Tom Green is just like, holy shit.
Well, yeah. So
I didn't say one word to him.
Such a legend.
He went to shake my hand. I was just like, it's Tom Green. That's all I said. It was like, it's fucking Tom Green, dude. Like, Adam Ray is in savant, like a crazy good performer. Like, wow, you know? But like, You didn't invent YouTube in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You're not like...
You're not like... You didn't marry Drew Barrymore and get weird. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was wild. I don't know if they extra did it. I think it was just, like, you know, the pressure of, like, knowing what Rick went through.
Yeah.
And being like, I have to be the absolute best that I can be.
Yeah.
Because I want that. And then, you know, you don't get it, but
yeah.
So that's fuck it. Yeah.
I say I got on Kill Tony back whenever it was still over at the Vulcan, whenever I first moved down here, and like I got on and Chris DiStefano was the guest, and I'm a huge fan of it. So like the whole time, just like fuck,
Yeah.
like this sucks so much because I'm so fucking nervous.
Yeah.
I don't get nervous doing comedy. I've been doing this for it was like almost like 4 years at the time. I was like, I've been doing this all this time. I know what I'm supposed to be fucking saying, but it's just, you walk out and you're just like, God damn it, what the hell is this?
Did it go bad?
It was very subpar.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was like I got like one okay laugh, and they were like, that wasn't too terrible. And then Chris DiStefano called me a fat lesbian, and I was like, nice.
I'm gonna come to
Thanks.
that later.
Yeah, I was like, if that's the meanest thing getting said to me, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay with me.
Yeah.
So.
I was like prepared. I actually had specific roasts I had written for Tony that
Yeah.
I did not use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was too scared.
What were they?
Well, I'm gonna save them. I think
if-
I'll still use. I think I'm like more comfortable now that
Yeah.
I will try it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just didn't. I was just like, nope. Just do your best. Just do your best one. Doesn't
Yeah.
even matter if it makes sense with what you're saying.
Just
like,
let it
fuck
be.
And it worked. Like they clipped it out. You know, like I don't regret it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, you just have that pressure of.
It's yeah, and the bad thing about it is like I got on, I told like a couple people, but then my like comic friends from back home that just watched the show, they like cut up my thing and like put it in like the group chats and stuff, and they're like, hey, look at this, and I'm like, you guys are such cons.
Dude, I can't imagine what it would have been like if it went bad, dude. Because
Yeah.
I had friends because I know so many, like a dumb
Yeah.
amount of people, dude. And they were all like, I cried watching it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, can you imagine if that went bad and they're just like,
Yeah, they're
like
like,
the amount, they don't hit me up. They wouldn't hit me up. You know, it'd just be like the amount
Yeah.
of people that would be talking shit around
Yeah.
the world.
yeah,
Like,
so
man,
it's-
she's been doing that for forever. Kind of seems like a waste of time, you know? Like, that would be mortifying.
Yeah.
But a bunch of my friends like called me and they were like, I fucking cried, dude. When you gave me the hotel, I fucking cried. I was like, that's my girl. Like, and like, I think I had over 20 people tell me that they cried.
That's badass.
Yeah.
That's-
And I was like, can you imagine if it went poorly?
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, they're just like, damn, well.
There's like a million messages of people I haven't talked to in years or like whatever, just like congratulating me. And I'm like, oh man, like, I go back every week and I sign up, but
Yeah.
I'm scared that, you know, it just takes it fucking I'm not like, I'm gonna do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there's no, like, I have over an hour of material. I can fucking do a minute.
Yeah.
Even though what sucks about that is that you're doing all your one-liners, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I have a minute of one-liners. I'm just ready to burn.
Yeah.
They're like one-liners that are picked out of different places that kind of make the whole section kind of suck a little bit now
Yeah.
without that one because you're like, I can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
Like one of the one-liners I did on Kill Tony was like about being at a festival, right?
Mhm.
And I wrote that joke because I told it at my friend's funeral. And not the same one from the 2020 guy. This one was last year. And I still tell the joke now because I'm like, man, this joke like sucks.
Yeah.
The story sucks without this one-liner,
Yeah.
right? About the festivals. And then I would say, like, I'm like, you might have heard me tell that joke before, but now you know I wrote it for a funeral.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
true. I was like, I literally wrote a speech and was like, I need to punch this up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Wait, what am I gonna not be funny?
Yeah.
What are we gonna cry?
So now I do the funeral speech in stand-up. I'm still working on it because it's not like quite stand-up
Yeah.
ready. But it has like a really strong opener and a really strong closer. But I'm like working on the story in the middle because it's different. Like storytelling is one thing, but like having laws during a funeral is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Having laws in a crowd, like, and I've noticed like with the laws, I go, and so I'm telling the story at her funeral, and like that kind of picks it back up a little bit, but it's not enough.
yeah.
I need to write more for it.
Yeah. I feel like that's anytime you go like that dark, you get a little bit of grace, because people are kind of curious.
Yeah.
But it's also very easy for it to just be hard to pick back out of it.
Yeah.
Whenever you go.
Have you only done comedy in Texas? Or no, you're from Kansas City too.
Yeah, so I did Missouri.
Do they like dark jokes over there?
It depended.
Yeah.
Like
That's good to have though.
Yeah.
Because like here, a lot of people are just coming out the gate with it, which is fine. Like do whatever you want. But like when I'm on the road doing small towns and like I can't do a full hour without going dark. Like I don't have it. You know what I mean? Like I can do crowd work for a while, but like after a while, guys, we gotta get sick. This is what I wrote down. This is what we're fucking doing. Yeah. And so you have to get people to ease into it. You have to get them to trust you. You know what I mean? Like I did this one show recently, or I guess it's not that. Like right before the Kill Tony show, I was in Bisbee, Arizona, and I was at like minute 45 of the hour, right? And I was like, all right, guys, it's time to get fucking sick. Yeah. And this lady walks in, and I start doing them, and she looks mortified. She looks pissed. She's telling me no. She starts talking up, and I'm like, listen, we built a moment, okay? We did all this stuff. I did all these dad jokes. I was clean for like 10 whole minutes so that you guys could trust me to get to here. I was like, you weren't here for the trust building. I was like, get back on your fucking ghost tour where you scare the shit out of people. I called that old lady a ghost.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, back in Missouri, we did, I did like a small little tour of just like small bars. Just like find the town that has one bar in it and that's it. And be like, we're going there on Friday or Saturday night, and you'd pack it out.
Pack it out.
Because it's all those going on.
They don't give a fuck, dude. I love small
towns.
Yeah,
and like small, they were very much so just like, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You can kind of say whatever you want. Like, there was always the line, you know, like depending on like how Republican or how Christian the town was, you know, they'd be like, hey, that's a little bit.
Dude, I did this small town a couple times. It was in Virginia. I don't remember. It's like outside of Charlottesville, I think. I can't remember. First time I did it, they fucking hated me. Yeah. And I know that, like, deep down, no one's ever going to admit it, but sometimes, if a lady has too much freedom, people are upset about it, dude. They are. And they'll never say it because maybe they themselves don't even know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They don't realize that's what they're upset about?
Yeah, like, because they're like, I don't know, like, I don't like your pussy jokes. I like the one that came from the married lady with kids. Yeah. Like, hers were raunchier and had less of a punchline, but... Yeah. I like hers better. And I'm like, you like them better because you're mad about how free I am. Yeah. Like, but anyway, so like they hated me. And then the guy was like, oh, we really want you to come back. I was like, do you? I was like, really?
Are you sure?
Do you?
Are you sure about that?
He was like, I love you, man. Like, we're gonna get it. Like, we're gonna get a better crowd. And like, don't worry. I was like, it's not the crowd, dude. It's never the crowd. I'll never say it's the crowd. I was like, I didn't cater to whatever they wanted. And I was like, so I went back and I did an accent. I had like kind of like a country twang accent. Did the exact same fucking set. Yeah. And they loved it.
Yeah, they're like that's coming out one of our miles.
Yeah. I was just like getting a little bit more twangy. Yeah. And then I was like, are you guys just stupid or like what? Like what the fuck? You know? Yeah. Like what how did this happen? It was so stupid. I did a show in Charlottesville, Virginia once, and I was like, I opened with, glad this isn't a tiki bar, am I right?
Yeah, it's like, man, a lot of cool stuff's happening in this town.
They loved it, yeah. And the guy had me host that show, and everyone else was like, ugh, and they were like so stoked for it. And he was like, can you just like do the rest of your set when like we're done? And I was like, yeah fuck it. Like, sure. Whatever makes you buy a t-shirt.
Yeah. Fuck. That's awesome. Well, JP, I knew you had a couple questions you were wanting to come up with. Did you have any would you rathers? I thought you had one on the queue here.
Dude, you guys were like, we're gonna ask you about your pet peeves, and I was like, nothing bothers me, and I had to really think about it.
Well, if you have,
did
you come up with any?
First. Yeah,
did you come up with any?
Okay.
What you got?
I came up with one.
Okay.
Because I really had to think about this because like I get frequently made fun of for how much I say I don't care, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm so even keeled, I really don't give a shit about anything. The one thing that annoys the crap out of me is when people get upset that I don't remember them.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, you don't, like, I get it. Like, you see me once a year, you know what I mean? Like, but I go to a different town almost every night. Yeah. And I love you to death. You know, this isn't a fucking slight against you. Yeah. This is like me not having enough brain power to remember every single fucking person I ever. Yeah. Be more interesting. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
well, So, do you do the nice to meet you, or do
No.
you just go nice to see you?
Hey, babe. Everyone. What's up, babe?
Yeah.
Hey,
See,
babe. What's up,
I'm
dude? Hey, man.
I'm big on, especially like around the comedy scene where
Yeah.
there's like a lot of comics that like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I know we've talked, I know we've sat in circles together or whatever, but like,
It's
I
just
don't.
embarrassing to ask your name at this point.
Yeah, it's like I don't know your name. We don't know. So I'm just like, how you doing? Like
Yeah.
it's just I never tell anyone like, oh, nice to meet you anymore. I'm just always like, howdy, how's it going?
Yeah.
Fucking good seeing you again.
I never say nice to meet you anymore. And I don't mind that. I also like when people play along. They're like, we've never met, but like, let's just talk like we have. Like, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, because also it's like it's not disingenuous. Like it's not
Yeah.
like I'm trying to be shitty.
Well, I
it's
also
just,
think everyone looks familiar, which is freaky.
yeah,
you know,
especially if you're doing a lot of small towns. There's a lot of
everybody looks
this
the same.
build has
Yeah.
taken over
I've
most of
seen
the
you
country,
a
dude.
lot. You're
Yeah.
everywhere, dude.
Yeah, so
same tattoos and everything.
Yeah, fucking
on
dude,
it.
we're carbon cutouts. Yeah, and then in Austin, it's either like short, fat white guy, short, fit white guy, tall, fat white guy, tall, skinny white guy.
Yeah,
That's your town.
that's
Like,
the whole thing.
The majority of the time, you just walk around and you're just like, what is a beard? No beard? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it. Like, that's
Beard, no beard. Nice.
it's the city.
Yeah, there was as I was barking last night, there were two comics that I've seen all the time. And I'm like, what's up, guys? You want to go up? You want to go in? And they just ignored the shit out of me and kept walking. And I was like, are we going to act like we don't know each other? And they're
Yeah.
like, you don't remember my name? I was like, that's not the fucking point.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you're going to be that rude?
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus. And then I was like, I did remember that one time I was like, oh, that was a really good joke. He goes, that was somebody else. And I was
Dude,
like, it's not my fault. You guys look the same and we're on the same show and talk the same. Like, it's not my fucking fault. Like,
I've done that to two different guys.
I bet it's the same too.
Is it?
I don't
Alex-
remember their names.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't matter.
There's two dudes that are both like short, like kind of fit.
Stocky.
Dude,
Oh,
like
no,
stocky.
The ones I'm thinking about are stocky.
Oh yeah, so they're both like fit, short guys.
Yeah.
But they're both hilarious.
Yeah.
And to both of them now, I have went up and told them the other one's joke and been like, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, and they go, that was him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go kill myself.
At least they
Fucking-
weren't dicks about it for the rest of
Yeah.
the time you know them. Cause
Yeah,
now,
so they're cool.
now I see those
But-
guys all the time. And I'm like, why are you dicks? I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It's because you remember shit that I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah. Yeah, so but also like whenever one of them he's like, that's definitely not my joke. I'm like, I feel like it definitely is.
Yeah.
Like I've seen you do a lot of this style of material. This
Yeah.
fits. He's like, I don't know, I don't think I've ever done that. I'm like,
He's
just
doing
take
it now.
Just take the compliment, bro. Just be like, hey, thanks. You
Yeah,
know?
when people call me by the wrong name or like say something like that's not right, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
great.
That's always
Yeah.
My favorite is people that get upset about the being introduced wrong at open mics. I'm like, that is so psychotic to get up there and be like, actually, it's David Borowski.
Or have a joke for it.
Yeah, like,
I have a
come
joke
on.
ready to go for Smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I have to do it, I'm doing it. It's not my favorite joke, but it gets
Yeah.
a laugh.
Yeah.
And, like, you can't not say it, but, like, you can't just correct someone and then just be like, all right, now on to our regular scheduled program. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you got one job.
Yeah.
You got to do that job.
Yeah, but I also am awful at names.
Yeah.
So like 95% of the time I will butcher somebody's first or last name, especially if there's like anything different or weird about it in any way.
I used to be good at it.
Yeah, I'm so
I'm pretty
bad.
good with names, Fred.
Yeah. Thanks, Phil. This is Bob and Tom in the morning.
Whose birthday is it?
Yeah. Whose birthday is it anyways? That's the question we're asking. But yeah, I don't know. Names are people that get upset about names is a peeve for me.
Yeah, same.
Because I'm like, just
let it go. You're not that important.
Yeah.
Calm down.
be
you
like,
know?
what's up, bro?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
we can all just be dude.
One
It's
time
fine.
I asked Red Band what his name was because because I had asked everyone else in the room and I didn't want to be rude to them. And then I was like,
Yeah.
And then I was like, does he want me to call him Brian or Red Band? I was like, oh, I'll just ask him what his name is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's your name? He's like, I'm Red Band. And I was like, yeah, that probably wasn't a good move.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, whatever.
It's like that's not exactly what I was asking. Fucking
It was phrased bad, but I was like, you're
Yeah.
already like
yeah.
underwater. Like, who gives a shit? Like,
Yeah.
if you care, I mean, like, what do you want me to do? You know?
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, I'm Red Band. Again, I'm one of.
I'm like the guy.
Yeah,
You know? Like,
yeah. I'm one of the like 4 people in Austin that everyone knows
Yeah.
who is.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's very funny. Be like, what? Who are you again?
It wasn't like it was like
Yeah,
I was in a room and I was like, "What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?" He's like, "I'm Red." I was like, "Right."
Yeah. Yeah, so you probably a phrasing issue though. You should have just been like, what do you want me to call
Whatever,
you?
dude.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna bring it up again. He probably doesn't remember, or he does, and that's why I'm never getting back on the show. You know, like
It would be weird if he did remember.
that
If he's
would be
like,
weird.
Like with the number of weird interactions he has to have.
Yeah.
For him to be like, you know what, that one time you asked my name.
Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah. Because also I am a big believer that I think the cool thing about comedy is you can be really famous in comedy and no one outside of comedy has any fucking idea who you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is my ultimate
I've
dream.
had some weird, to
Like,
only be.
To only be famous, like, I like whenever I, like, tell my dad.
Yeah.
Like, I got to, like, Adam Ray went up on one of the Shakespeare shows I was on, and he went up, like, right after me. And then he got off, I was, like, talked to him for a minute. He was super cool. And then I was, like, telling my dad, I was like, oh, yeah, I was talking to Adam Ray. I was like, he's super cool, blah, blah. But he's like, no fucking idea who this is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's awesome. Because this guy's making great money.
Great money.
Doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
But, like, my Midwestern father is just like, who?
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, I'm having
doesn't
some weird
click.
interactions with it. Like, this has never happened to me before.
Yeah.
You know, this is my first ever anything,
Yeah.
right? Like, I didn't care. I was having fun with doing what I was doing. I didn't give a
Yeah.
shit. And, well, now I do. Now that I see it, I'm like, this could be way better.
yeah,
Like,
well, this is...
I don't have to live like that at all. That's crazy.
This is cool.
Yeah. And I'm loving it. And, but it's been weird. Like, the first night I was in Austin, the house I was staying in wasn't ready yet. So I slept in, I was going to sleep in my rental car. And people were trying to break into it no matter where I parked it. So I was getting scared. And then someone put a fucking boot on it, but I didn't know because I thought they were trying to break into the car like everybody else. So I get out of the car. It's like 4 a.m. And I'm crying. I start crying because I'm like, I just spent all this money. I could have spent this on a hotel.
Yeah.
This fucking sucks.
Yep.
And I'm like crying. And this guy comes up to me. He goes, "Are you Trish Smart?" And I was like, "No." He goes, "Come on. I know you are." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm crying right now."
Leave me
He
alone.
was like, "Just a picture?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." 'Cause no one ever asked for my picture before, so I was like, whatever.
To ask for a picture while you're bawling is fucking hilarious.
So funny.
To be like,
I was like,
red
I
eyes,
was losing
fucking...
it. Yeah, it was the greatest picture ever. Dude's got it. And then
Holy
the other
fuck.
weird one is like I bark outside Shakespeare's every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like handing out flyers, and a lot of people are like, "Were you on Kill Tony?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Are you Trish Smart?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Can I take a picture with you?" I'm like, "Are you coming to my show?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "All right, whatever, man." Yeah. And so they'll just like, they're like, "You were great, but nah."
Yeah, they're like, we're actually going to go ride the mechanical bull, though.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Which I honestly, I don't care. I don't feel offended by it because it's like I did a minute. You know what I mean?
Well,
like I did a little interview. Like, okay, you don't want to see more based on that? Like, that's pretty understandable.
Well,
do you want to get a picture in case I get famous? Sure.
Yeah.
Take your insurance money.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
well, and I'm also a big believer in, like, most people, whenever they go out for the night downtown, have plans. Like, unless...
You think so?
I think so.
Oh.
Like, maybe not...
Dude, I mean,
maybe not people that live
I think
here.
70% of my attendance is through barking.
Yeah, I think barking work, but I think... I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
if you
it's always
live here,
your...
you have plans.
Yeah,
But if
like...
you don't live here, you're just walking.
Yeah, because, like, anytime I go and, like, oh, I'm just going to go out, I'm not, like, going to do... I'm still like, oh, I'm going here, and then I'm going home. Like, you're probably not going to talk me in, unless, like, a friend of mine is like, oh, I'm on a show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that. I'll come and watch. Like,
Yeah.
for the most part, I feel like you're not going to convince me to do anything. But barking does seem to work for some reason, so I guess that does ruin my entire theory.
It works great everywhere. It's not just Austin. Austin's the only place I've been to where people actually, who are like, I'll be back, they actually come back.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Because you'll go and, like, see people, and they're like, yeah, I'm coming back, don't worry. And I'm like...
And they do.
And I'm like, I've never told anyone, don't worry, I'm coming back, and ever came back to
Not one
anything in
time.
my entire life.
Like, in other cities, I'd be like, buy a ticket right now. Buy a ticket right now. But here, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Because they probably will.
Yeah, you'll show back up.
I don't need to like fucking come on, buy it right now, buy it, just do it. I'll give you
6th
money
Street's
off.
only so long.
Yeah,
It's not,
yeah.
As much as there is to do in Austin, there's not that much. Like
Yeah.
Especially if you're like competing to get them at like one of those shows, they already didn't get tickets to Rogan. So
Yeah.
because I think that's a lot of it. Also, is if you're on 6th Street, you can pull in all the people that were like, well, we wanted to watch.
Which is crazy.
These
I used to
people,
run a
and
Tuesday
then-
show in DC, and competing with the Improv was hard.
Yeah.
We were right next to the Improv. It was hard. But here, it's like a bomb went off, and we're like getting all their dust and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah. My favorite is whenever I see people like leave Rogan's Club and then they come in to other places. And I'm like, you're going to watch 2 very different levels of the same thing
That's
tonight.
what I tell. So I invented open mic bingo, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I made these like bingo boards.
Yeah.
To make it like fun to watch. The middle
Yeah.
square is always full on mental breakdown because it always hits. It's like the free square. And people will come out and they got their little wristband on. So I'm like, come on, man, you saw the best shit, see the worst shit. Watch a
Yeah.
game. Like, we got a little game for it. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, is it really the worst? I'm like, well, probably.
Some of it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it will be the worst thing you've ever seen in your
Yeah.
life.
You will have at least 2 homeless guys go up on
Yeah.
stage tonight.
But look, I made a
Guaranteed.
block for that.
Yeah.
And then when I got on stage, right, and last week there wasn't enough people to fill it till it left. So I was like, I'll do my hour right now. I don't give a fuck. It's 1 in the morning. I was like, let's get it. And I got up there, and people are looking at the boards, and I was like, I'll let you know when you hit a bingo board. And I did a couple more jokes, and they're still looking. I was like, okay, I don't know how to say this, but I invented this.
Yeah.
I know what's on the bingo board. I will tell you when you're going to hit a bingo.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool, too, because sometimes I'll play.
Yeah.
And just like see what's working and what's not, and every time I play, I come up with like 5 more things to
To
put
do.
on the yeah.
Yeah.
But making them is a bitch. Everyone's like, "There's a website that'll just switch it up for." It doesn't. The websites only do the numbers.
Oh.
They don't like.
It doesn't. Change
It doesn't
the-
account for like the sizing I want or like, and they don't look perfect. Some of them are fucked up because I'm
Yeah.
sitting there on Illustrator like fucking moving it. You have to make them all different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. See, I've been doing the Jenga block one that
Yeah.
they do on Wednesday nights.
Oh yeah.
And I love watching people just have a breakdown over not knowing what to say over like whatever topic they pull out.
So funny.
It's so much fun
Just
for me.
shit on the topic.
Well, yeah, like literally
shit on
anything it
whoever
is.
wrote it,
Just it's
yeah.
so. But it's
I
like-
did bottom of the barrel at the mothership,
Yeah.
and I was like surprised myself with how much I rocked that shit.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, oh, I'll do these things, like I'll write a secret little like whatever, like I got some stuff in my back pocket in case it doesn't work. I didn't use any of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I actually can do this. Like I've just never really tried. Like,
Yeah. The riffing stuff. There's
Yeah.
a mic on Tuesdays nights up in like North Austin
Mhm.
that Maggie Mayfield runs.
Oh yeah, I've been to that.
Yeah,
That's
so-
one of the saddest things in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I love.
either.
I mean, like I love sad mics. Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong at all. But Maggie's the only other chick there,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah,
everyone
it's-
else there is very.
Sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of those that I'm
Well,
like.
when I was
either-
there, the pipe burst. Because I told her.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah.
so cold out, and I told the bartender, I was like, you need to run the water. She was like, for what? I was like, the pipes are going to burst. It's below freezing outside.
Yeah.
You need to run the water. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, you just let it drip or like let it go or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. And then like a couple things go by, I get something to eat. I have like a beer. We're still talking. I was like, did you ever run it? She was like, oh no, I'll do it now. And she hits it and nothing comes out. She's like, oh, nothing's coming out. I was like, your pipes are frozen
Yeah.
and you're probably going to close tonight early. She's like, nah, it'll be fine. And then all of a sudden, fucking leaking water comes over there. And I was like, this is why
See ya.
everyone thinks I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
'Cause I know about fucking
Well,
piping.
that's the problem with Texas in general is you just have a bunch of people that have no idea what the cold even is.
Yeah.
So it gets like a little chilly for a couple days.
They don't
and you're
know a
like,
lot of things.
"What?"
Like sometimes I'm like stoned around and I'm like, I don't think you can put that many cords in there. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, is it hot? Touch it. Let's see if it's
Yeah.
oh, it's burning hot, dude. This place is about to burn down.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is my favorite. You know Dizzy
Yeah.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Dizzy had his car breakdown like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, if you need help working on your car, like let me know. I was like, I was a mechanic for a long time. And so I went over there and I was working on his car and he's like, looks at me and goes, I think you're one of the only comics that has any skill outside of telling jokes.
That's so funny.
And I was like, yeah, be glad you have my number, bro. Like, I was like, there might be plenty of people funnier than me. I was like, however, no one else is gonna be able to do this.
Car. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it's been awesome having you on. We only do like an hour, so we're gonna have to wrap up.
Cool.
But
did you do the Instagram thing? I thought you were gonna pull up an old Instagram post.
oh, fucking JP, did you have one preloaded?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah! Can
What
we do that
is
one?
it?
I was like
Oh,
so
yeah.
stoked.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to.
Because I have a bunch of weird. Everyone's like, you gotta delete your old life. I was like,
fuck
nah.
that. Fuck
I was like,
that.
it's out there. I wrote some dumbass shit. Oh
All
hell
right.
yeah!
It's a segment we like to call the
What?
fuck. Here we
Yeah,
go.
hell yeah. Okay, so this is
Trap life?
yeah, this is a great story. This is a great story.
Okay.
So from the time I was 17 to the time I was 23, I would go to Miami Music Week.
Okay.
That's where they have Ultra, and everywhere just turns into like a giant rave club.
Yeah.
I was very into that when I was younger. So there was this band called Flosterdamus, and they did trap music. And I wrote Trap Life so that they would like see me and I could like go party with them or whatever. Worked flawlessly, by the way.
Nice.
They retweeted it. We all met up.
Yeah.
Like, it was amazing. But I used to go there so much so that when all my friends stopped going, I would just go there and be homeless, like for the week. Because like in my early 20s, dude, I was a good-looking bitch. Like
Yeah.
I could get away with a lot.
Yeah.
All right. And I would get a gym membership for the week. I would like rent an umbrella, stick it in the ground, pass out on the beach. Wake up, go to the gym, go to a nightclub,
Yeah.
go back to the gym, go to the day club, put the fucking beach in the shit in the ground, pass out, go to fucking. It was like I was a monster, dude. I was an
Yeah.
absolute monster. I love that you chose that photo. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think Eric should get tattooed over his belly?
Chicken wing.
But it should be just a chicken wing.
Yeah, just a chicken wing.
That'd be so fucking
Yeah.
funny. Like a flat or a drumlet? What are we thinking?
I was
Probably a
immediately
drum.
thought drum.
A
yeah.
drum.
Yeah, a drum, dude.
You can't put a flat on there. Imagine when he gets skinny, it's gonna look weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta get that
Yeah, you gotta
that
have like
wig
a
is
full...
always gonna be a wig.
Yeah,
You know? Like you can't
yeah.
take the shape away.
We are gonna do a weight loss challenge, Eric and I. You
Yeah,
wanna
I'm
tell her
gonna
about
die
it?
of a heart attack in like 2 weeks.
Tight. What's the weight loss challenge?
I don't know.
4 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, it's like a bet. Every week we're gonna have a separate challenge. Like the first week we'll have the person who walks the most and tracks it on an app. Second week we're thinking of playing like a basketball game or horse
Yeah.
or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the end of the 4 weeks, 4 episodes, we weigh ourselves again, and whoever has lost has to chug the bomb sauce or like take the other guy out to Pluckers or
When
something.
you do your steps,
Yeah.
let me know. We'll just go out raving.
I'm gonna crush.
We're gonna fucking.
I'm gonna be so sweaty.
Yeah. I don't usually take drugs in that
Yeah.
scenario, but you're probably gonna have to. Dude.
Yeah.
You should probably eat some Molly or something.
Wander
It's
around
for your
in the woods.
steps.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, just me
He's
fat.
very supportive of you, Trish. Oh,
Yeah,
look at
me
you.
fat and sweaty
Yeah.
wandering around the woods at a rave is the funniest idea to me.
Yeah.
Because also, I'm the last person that, like, everyone's going to see me and be like, that's a cop. That's a guy that can't be on beat patrol anymore because he can't pass the PT test, but that's a fucking cop.
That's so funny. Nah. Okay, maybe. I was like, nah, you got tattoos, and then I looked at the tattoos, and I was like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Those are very cop-like tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a fucking fishing lure.
Who died in 1975?
Fucking, that's bad drawing. That's supposed to be a 13.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. it needs touched up.
I thought about
Yeah.
because like I have tattoos for most of my dead friends, not all of them, but I thought about getting like the numbers and shit, and I was like, what if that like
Yeah.
change? I was like, that would be weird, right?
Yeah.
Although I got ones that like they're gonna look so fucking weird in a few
Yeah.
years. Like I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
give a shit.
it's fun.
Yeah, whatever.
Like,
I'll have some black blotches.
Yeah.
What was that? Wouldn't you like to know? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I because like this one, it always has kind of looked like a 7, because it's supposed to be a 1, but it's always kind of looked like a 7.
Yeah.
But if you
Now
actually
that your
look,
arm
it's like
has expanded.
it's like 94 to 73, and it's like what happened with that person?
Damn, dude, 94 to 13. That sucks.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, say fucking
19 years old. Is that right?
yeah, say months shy, fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
Go out the fast way.
That's how you got to do it, dude.
Don't hang out for all the hard work and 401k
nah,
shit.
dude.
You know?
Get out while it's still fun.
Yeah. But yeah, do you have any? We know you have your Tuesday show. Do you have any other shows coming up you want to
promote?
promote?
Come to Shakespeare every Tuesday. I'll be there till the end of May, but I'm trying to build like a little team.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm working on I'm putting together another tour. Just go to IHateTrishSmart.com, find all this stuff. Or you can go to TrishSmart.com, but it just forwards to IHateTrishSmart.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Check out, I got new paintings coming out. I think I just do too much and then nothing ever happens, you know? Like, you're just like, I got to plan tour. I got to put on videos. I got to do this media stuff. I got to reach out to people. This is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I got to write jokes.
Yeah, I have a book to do still.
Yeah, I know. It would be so nice to have the book, though. Because, like, to sell that and, like, be able to talk about it on podcasts and shit. Yeah, I'd like to get that done this year. But
well, if you get the book done, you'll come back on and we'll be like, we'll hold it up. We'll do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Again.
Could you read this passage again?
Look at this.
Yeah.
Chapter 11, come on the Birthday Boys show.
Yeah, again.
I will say, I think the first chapter is like actually done. I had a friend read it, someone that's editing it for me, and he liked it so much that he was like having me read different paragraphs to people, and I was like, nice.
Hell yeah.
It's like working out. And I was like, this is I had a company that was interested in it, and I sent her the first chapter, and she was like, it's too sad. And I was like, well, it's called Laughing Bars and Crying in Trains. Like,
yeah.
You know, it'll get better.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, send me the better ones.
Send me the ones that are
like,
less
no
depressing.
One's fucking reading this depressing ass shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Don't worry. All of our illiterate fan base will love it.
Yeah.
all of our bros back home that are watching this drinking podcast will love to read. You know,
I didn't know this was a drinking podcast. I got here and I was like, is that alcohol?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're basically just adding on to another bro podcast on the internet.
I love that. That's sweet.
We're doing great. But hey, it's been awesome having you on.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone check out her Instagram. JP, do you got anything to plug before we wrap up?
Just follow my stuff, JP with the good hair on the gram for my projects. So.
Awesome. Yeah, Eric Biggs Comedy. And love you guys. Thank you for watching. And cheers, guys.
Cheers.